welcome to the first video presentation of a program called Aging Matters. I'm Cheryl Beversdorf, your host. Aging Matters features interviews with individuals who discuss timely topics of interest to older adults and their families. The topic today is about innovations in what's known as voice-first technology and how personal voice assistants are making a difference in helping older adults age in place and avoid social isolation. These assistants also help older adults feel more in control and connected to family, friends, and their communities. My guest today is Paul Burden, founder of a company called Our Voice. Paul's going to give us an overview about virtual personal voice assistants, including how they move and work, and the types of models that currently are available. He's also going to demonstrate the skills that voice assistants have and how these skills help older adults lead more independent lives. So welcome, Paul, and thank you for being with us on the show today.
Cheryl, thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, let's get started by getting an overview from you as to what is a virtual personal voice assistant and how does it work?
Sure. So, as the name suggests, a virtual personal voice assistant, and we'll just call it Echo for now, right? Because we're going to talk primarily about the Echo this evening.
Okay.
Is something that all commands are issued by voice. So there's no keyboard input, there's no mouse, it's simply voice interaction. And what's important to understand is there's two things going on here. First is voice recognition. So she understands, I say she because Alexa is the most common wake word, understands what it is you're asking. And the second component is artificial intelligence. So we all hear about the cloud. All of the processing happens in the cloud. So she's sending your commands back and forth and satisfying those commands from the cloud.
And is there any specific requirements that people have in order to install the Echo in a home?
Sure, so that's the good news. There's only two things that are required for the Amazon Echo and virtually for all personal voice assistants. You need to have Wi-Fi in your home because that's what gets the voice assistant to the cloud. In the case of the Echo, you need to have an Amazon account because that's where all your skills and all your information is stored. Now, it does not have to be an Amazon Prime account. It could be, but you can have a vanilla account. And we set that up for our clients on the spot if they don't have a Prime account. So what's the difference? There's a single difference. If you've got an Amazon Prime account, you can order products with your voice. If you have a standard account, a vanilla account, so to speak, that feature is not available to you.
All right. So I also understand there's different models. In fact, that was what I said in my introduction. We've got a couple of them right here. Can you talk a little bit more about what the different versions of Echo, what's available?
Sure, absolutely. Now there's two fundamental differences in the Echo devices. There's 11 different models, by the way.
11.
But the two fundamental differences are this. They either do or do not have a screen. And the device that I'll be demonstrating tonight has a 7-inch high-def screen, so we'll take a good look at that. The second thing is, based on the size of the device, that dictates the size, therefore the quality of the speaker. Other than that, they fundamentally do the same thing. Now, there's some nuance, and I'll get into that when we do the demonstration as well.
And how would a consumer know, I mean, obviously everybody has different needs. How would they know which model that they would want to buy?
So, as the audience will see, the screen is very, very valuable. It provides an awful lot of feedback for you when you're making internet queries, for example, or you're shopping for particular products, and those products actually come up on the screen, and you can see what it is you want. Now, two of the devices here. This is the original Amazon Echo that first shipped, and it's been a while. People think it's just a brand new technology. We're coming up on 4 years now that this device has been on the market. This was the second device. A lot of people think of it as a hockey puck. This is called the Echo Dot. And as you probably can guess, the speaker is stronger and more high quality in this device than this device. Right. But you can connect this device to a speaker as well.
And there are other companies that are also producing these.
It's a very,
these
very
devices?
crowded field and getting more so every day.
imagine.
So Google is in this space, Apple, Microsoft, Samsung, and some foreign companies that are not shipping their products to the U.S. yet are not in this space. So everybody is getting into voice first.
So I have to ask the most important question. It's about security and confidentiality. What are the risks associated with Echo? And can Echo, or as we know it as Alexa,
Right.
can Alexa really hear what's going on in
Right.
in our kitchens and share that information
Sure.
somehow?
It's a legitimate concern because we hear almost weekly, I would say, about some security breach. Here's what to think about when thinking about security and thinking about the Echo. People are far more vulnerable with their mobile phones. As soon as you walk out your front door, your mobile phone is literally following you around and sending that information back to manufacturers and vendors and that kind of thing. As you know, there are voice assistants in your phone as well, so it can hear you. The difference is that you can mute the Echo at any time. The second thing is, and this is important for a variety of reasons, the Echo is updated automatically. So with your computer or your mobile phone, you have to proactively update to make sure you've got the latest and greatest security software. Not the case with Echo. That's going to be done for you, and the device is smart enough to do it when you're sleeping. It knows when you're sleeping, and it'll just download the latest software. As I mentioned, the product has been on the market for about 4 years. There have been a few hiccups, but there's been no major security breach.
So we have nothing to fear by getting an Echo.
You can never say never, but I feel confident that people can, and as I may have mentioned a minute ago, if in fact you're going to have a conversation that you absolutely wouldn't want anybody else to be privy to, you can just mute the device. She's not going to hear a word you say. She's not going to hear anything at all.
Okay. Well, then let's talk a little bit because, of course, our audience are older adults.
Yeah.
Are there any physical limitations that older adults might have that could be helped by Echo?
So absolutely. So our voice, we work with 3 audiences. Older adults, people that are blind or have low vision, and people with neurological issues that impact their mobility and their dexterity. And those audiences can benefit tremendously from what is available to them in the Echo. And in just a minute, I'll take you through a demonstration, and that's really going to be what I'm going to focus on, the benefits to people in their day-to-day lives from this technology.
And going on the other side of it, would there be certain kinds of physical or health conditions that would prevent a person from using Echo?
So the answer is yes. And as I mentioned, we work with a number of clients that have neurological conditions. And let's just take MS or ALS, for example. Ultimately, those diseases will attack the voice. They lessen your ability to project, and they minimize your ability to enunciate. And when the disease progresses to a certain point, it's difficult for the device to understand what it is the user is asking.
So the voice is really very important in terms of effectiveness with Echo.
Key.
Well, the other thing then, before we get this demonstration, are skills. We seem to hear about skills all the time. What does that term mean, skills, and how does it apply to Echo? And I guess I'd be curious to know how you can teach Echo or Alexa to get more skills.
Sure. Okay, so quick definition of terms here. Echo is the device. So this is an Echo, this is an Echo. I'm going to show some other Echoes. That's the hardware, the device.
Okay.
Alexa is the voice service. So Alexa's the voice in every device, but Alexa's also in smartwatches. She's in the dashboard of automobiles. She's going to be in your microwave oven someday, etc. And
Wow.
we'll talk more about that. So that's and then the third term is skills. We all know what apps are on our mobile phones, and we all know how we get those. Skills are synonymous with apps.
Oh, all
what
right.
what Apple or Google calls an app, Amazon calls a skill.
A skill,
There are
okay.
about 50,000 skills, and here again, I'm going to demonstrate this in a second, but let me just give you an example. If you want the CNN skill, you want to listen to CNN News on the Amazon Echo, you would just say, Alexa, enable CNN. Boom. In about 2 seconds, you now have the CNN skill.
All right. So it sounds like she can have a lot of skills then. Is that, and acquire new skills all the time?
Absolutely. There's no limit to the number of skills that you can download. You know, here again, when to compare and contrast the mobile phone, we're always looking at, oh, do we have space to do this or no? Your space is limitless. It's all in the cloud. 99.99% of all of the skills that are available for you to enable are absolutely free. And there is, just as there is an app store for our mobile phones, there's a skill store that you can go to on your phone or on your computer.
All right. Well, it sounds like these skills are something that we want to see more of. So let's take a look at the demonstration and see what Alexa can do.
So we talked a little bit about the original Echo and the Echo Dot. These are other devices in which Alexa lives, including my mobile phone. But what we're going to spend some time doing here is talking about the Amazon Echo Show. As you can see, it's got a 7-inch high-def screen, and that's what we're going to be looking at. Now, what do people do with this device? You notice I'm going to try not to say Alexa as much as possible. So let's listen to a little bit of radio. Alexa, play WERA radio.
WERALP from TuneIn.
Pause. So you're enjoying the radio, and the phone rings, there's a knock on the door, you can just pause her. She'll pause as long, I have not found the end of the pause. And when you're ready to go again, Alexa, continue. Alexa, stop. Anytime she's doing anything, stop is the magic word. Just tell her to stop, and she stops and goes away. I also have her, generally speaking, go home. Alexa, go home. And what you're going to see is I've got pictures of my family that are just scrolling through it, sort of a photo album kind of a thing. Music. You can listen to all kinds of music, Pandora, Spotify, iHeart. Alexa, play my singles playlist on Spotify.
Singles playlist from Spotify.
And now,
Alexa, who is this?
This Is My Way by Frank Sinatra.
Alexa,
the fun.
stop. Now I mentioned timers. How about reminders? You can set as many reminders as you'd like. Alexa, set a reminder.
What's the reminder for?
Take blood pressure medication
When should I remind you?
every morning at 8 a.m.
Okay, I'll remind you every day at 8 a.m.
So she's going to remind me. I'm going to get a note on my phone, and I'm going to get a text and an email telling me time to take your blood pressure medication. You can stack as many reminders as you like on top of one another. There is virtually no limit whatsoever. Because you've got the screen, you can watch movies, television programs, documentaries, etc. Now, let's say a user is in distress. They've taken a fall. You're feeling a weakness on your left side or a tingling. Alexa, my buddy.
Welcome to Ask My Buddy. Who would you like to alert?
Paul.
Okay, I sent an alert to Paul. If things change, you can update your contacts by saying ask my
Hello?
buddy to check in with everyone, or you can say.
Birdie sent you an alert via AskMyBuddy.net on Amazon Alexa. This alert is sent only if this person is asked for help. Please check on them now. Once again, please check on Paul Burden now. Thank you.
So what just happened? I was in distress. I didn't have my pendant on. It's on the bureau or it's on the bathroom sink, but I'm in distress. I want friends and family to know and to be able to help me. So what we do for clients is we set up a list of friends and family in the background. They get a phone call, as you just heard. They get an email. They get a text saying, Mrs. Jones is in distress. Please contact her immediately. The first call should probably be to 911. Now, if the user of Alexa has a home phone, older adults tend not to cut the home phone line. So if they have a home phone, they can actually just say, you know who, Alexa, dial 911. And they need this little device to do that, and we connect this to their home phone line. So Alexa is literally a lifeline. Now, people get their news, information, and weather. Alexa, give me my headlines.
Paul, here are the stories you haven't heard yet today.
I turned her down.
In BBC News from TuneIn.
Hello, I'm Neil Nunes with the BBC News. The front runner in
Alexa.
Brazil's...
Stop. So there's over 4,000 different news sources that you can get. A lot of people like to get the news source from where they've grown up. I've got BBC on the top of my stack just because it makes me feel smarter. But literally there's 4,000 sources. So anything you want, and then it will always end with your local weather. Now, we talked earlier about people that can really benefit. If people have mobility issues, dexterity issues, or they can't get out much, she'll do your shopping. Alexa, order paper towels.
One moment. Here's what.
Alexa, scroll right. So these are all the choices. Now I'm not going to go through this whole process, but you could just say, there's brownie, paper towels, order those for me. They'll be at your door the next morning or 2 mornings thereafter. Alexa, go home. Now, Alexa's spending money. So what kind of controls do you have there? We can set up a PIN, so only when a PIN is issued will she allow money to be spent via shopping, or we can also do voice training. So she will only spend money when a particular voice asks to spend money. Here again, for people that are a little bit isolated, Alexa, call Paul Burden's mobile.
Did you mean Paul Burden's mobile?
Yes.
Calling.
So Alexa's giving me a phone call. Hello?
Hello?
Hello. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Now, any mobile device, be it Android or iOS, that downloads the free Alexa app can be called. So it's not just people with an Echo that you can call. You can call virtually any mobile phone in North America. Now finally, I just want to touch on one thing that our clients find very, very valuable, particularly those that have vision issues. Alexa will read books to you. She'll read the Kindle books that you've got, or you can subscribe to Audible. Audible is also owned by Amazon, and you get your choice of narrators. And if you have your Kindle books read to you, fundamentally you're having a computer read to you. It's text-to-speech, and that gets pretty dry pretty quickly. Audible, on the other hand, they make it very exciting. They make it interesting. The voices are great. You have a choice of narrators. And just as I showed you with the radio, You can pause, you can go forward 30 seconds, you can go back to chapter 2, et cetera, et cetera. So there's so much more to show you, but I'm going to stop there, and we would be happy to speak with you to take you through all of the things that Alexa would do. So thanks very much.
Well, you've just had an opportunity to see how diverse Alexa is and can do a lot of skills and really help older adults have better, more productive and independent lives. So, but the thing that I really want to ask you, Paul, is what can we look for in the future? I mean, obviously, you said earlier that there's thousands of different apps or skills. Give us just a few examples of how this technology will change over time.
Absolutely, and the technology will change and is changing. Let me give you a couple of examples. So right now, for the most part, Alexa speaks when spoken to. But what we're going to see coming is her offering information to us. Let me give you a good example. I had my son flying in to visit us from LA, and I asked Alexa to check United Flight 212. And sure enough, she said it left LA at this time, hits Denver at this time, and it'll get into BWI at this time, and it arrives at gate B7. So she's responding. What's coming is she's going to follow that up and say, would you like to know if any of that changes? Absolutely, I would, right? I don't want to be sitting at BWI and he's in Denver snowed in.
Sure.
So I would get a text and I would get an email and I might even get a phone call saying, hey, guess what? That flight is delayed.
All right.
So that's one thing that'll change. The other thing that is going to change is that you've noticed that when I was given the demonstration, you're constantly, Alexa, do that, Alexa, do that. That's not a very natural way to interact. So there's going to be a more natural conversation that you're going to have with the device. One of the things that she's doing today is if you ask her a question and ask her to go out on the internet and find something for you and she can't find it, she's going to say, I don't know the answer, but when I do, I'll let you know. Here again, some things
that's almost human.
It is. It is. And some of the things that we're seeing right now, as students are going back to colleges and universities all over the country, there's probably 7, 8, maybe 10 universities. When you check into your dorm room, Alexa's sitting right there on the desk. Now, why would you need it? She's got your class schedules. If you ask her, Alexa, how much remains on my meal card? She's going to tell you. Marriott is putting Amazon Echoes into their hotel rooms. BMW, Ford, Toyota, Hyundai are building Alexa into the dashboards for their new models. So I think in general, and in sort of in summary, what you're going to see is you're going to see Alexa become ubiquitous. Wherever we go, she's going to be there to help. Yes, exactly.
So since technology is always a little dicey for older adults, what would you suggest for places that people should look for more information about these personal assistants, whether it's Echo or others?
So this evening we've been talking about the Amazon Echo and that family of products. So the first thing that I would say is just go to Amazon.com and in the search engine put in Echo and you'll get all kinds of information. And then Google Amazon Echo. So the information's just not coming from Amazon themselves. You'll get a variety of different viewpoints and opinions. Secondly, put in voice assistant, and then you'll get some comparison and contrast between some of the other devices that are out there. So you can compare notes as to what you need. Exactly.
And if people want to find out more about Our Voice, which is your company,
yes,
what's the?
Oh, I'd love to help folks with the Amazon Echo. So our website is ourvoice.net. They can reach me personally, Paul at ourvoice.net. And our phone number is 301-943-3984. And we're right in Rockville, Maryland.
All right. I want to thank you, Paul Burden with Our Voice, for joining me today. And I want to thank all of you for being with me on this first Video Aging Matters program. You can watch the show again on Comcast Channel 69 or Verizon Channel 38 in Arlington, Virginia. Or you can stream it live on the Arlington Independent Media homepage. Just visit www.arlingtonmedia.org and check the times when the program will be broadcast. Be sure to look for future Aging Matters programs featuring experts who share information about topics of interest to older adults and their families. Also, you'll be interested to know that Aging Matters is on radio, and in fact, every week on Tuesday between 2 and 3 on WERA 96.7 FM, also a re-air on Friday morning at between 6 and 7. You can listen to many of the Aging Matters programs that are available, and you can listen also by logging on to www.mixcloud.com/Aging Matters. Lots of opportunities to hear and see Aging Matters. So until the next time, remember, age is just a number, not a label. I hope you will join me again on Aging Matters programs.